So let me get this straight. So Judge Bourbon has Tom Brady on his fantasy team this year. I see. I get it now. I see the whole big picture. Just kidding. The New England Patriots were the only team in the NFL to not feel deflated at the end of the 2014 season. I mean, I had to throw in a bad pun. I had to do it. But I got it out of the way. It was the fourth time during the Tom Brady and Bill Belichick era that they won a Super Bowl, and the first since they won their third in 4 years back in 2004. Brady had 4 touchdowns in Super Bowl 49, tossing his 13th career one in the big game to surpass boyhood idol Joe Montana's 11. Brady also tied Montana and Terry Bradshaw with his 4th Super Bowl win. And Captain Clutch came through in the closing minutes, going 8 of 8 for 65 yards on the decisive march. And Julian Edelman hauled in the go-ahead score from 3 yards out with 2:02 left to put New England up 28-24. Obviously, we all know what happened on Seattle's ensuing drive. The Patriots have won the AFC East 12 times since 2001, including 6 in a row and 11 of the past 12. A 7th straight divisional crown might have been tough sledding, with Brady set to miss the first 4 games. And, well, Miami, Buffalo, and New York, they're all in the upswing, but Brady's back for the entire season now, and I think they're going to win it again. Do I think Brady was guilty? Absolutely. Was there enough evidence to find him guilty? No. And that's why Roger Goodell is a clown. What's that guy going to get canned? I mean, Jesus Christ. What I love about this team is the versatility. Take the playoffs, for example. Against the Ravens, they ran the ball just 13 times for 14 yards. But against Indy in the AFC Championship game, they ran it 40 for 177. It's hard to game plan against them because it's something different each week. Bill Belichick is a freaking genius. One of the reasons why, they were able to recover from a so-so start was how they began to incorporate their tight ends more. Let's face it, the wide receivers, they're average at best. So they turned to not only Gronk more, but Tim Wright and Michael Manawanui. I can't get the guy's name right. Manawanui. There we go. There are some concerns, however, regarding the secondary. It took a huge hit with the losses of Darrelle Revis and Brandon Brown, or what before was a strength is now a weakness. The Patriots do, however, have a very talented front seven, which may be able to hide those deficiencies. All right, so before I go position by position, make sure you click on the description box below. I got, all the rankings, unit rankings, player rankings, number besides each one, so make sure you check it out. So going position by position now, I'll always remember the reaction Belichick gave the reporter who asked if Brady would be benched following the 41-14 Chiefs win over the Patriots in Week 4, Monday Night Football, National Showcase, and they were embarrassed. And he just laughs it off, doesn't give an answer, and then, Brady winds up throwing 33 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. Typical Brady. He's dedicated himself to fitness, which has helped him on the field considering he's in the latter years of his career. He's 38 now. He also might be the most mobile he's ever been, although that's not really saying much. Obviously, he's at his best in the pocket where he has, tremendous footwork. Still has good arm, very smart, still throws that beautiful deep ball. Jimmy Garoppolo was supposed to be the guy to fill in for Brady the first 4 games. Well, not anymore. And it's a shame for him because, he would have gotten a chance to showcase if he could be a starter in this league. We remember what happened with Matt Castle a couple years ago when Brady went down and then the Patriots wound up going 11-5 anyway. And that just shows, how much of a genius Belichick is and how his scheme caters to the quarterback. But unfortunately, Garoppolo's not going to get his chance. He's got a lightning quick release. So, I think he's got an okay future ahead of him. We'll see what happens. Ryan Lindley is the 3rd stringer. LeGarrette Blount was brought back to New England during the year last season after a failed stint with Pittsburgh, and, well, he impressed again during the postseason. He'll miss the first game of the year due to a suspension. He's a really strong runner and has an impressive burst considering his size. Brandon Bolden, Travaris, Cadet, and James White will all be battling for carries after Blount. Bolden is a 3rd down, short yardage back, while Cadet is more of a pass catcher. White was a 4th round pick last year, and he's the wild card. of the trio. As much of a matchup nightmare Gronk is catching the ball, he's also very good, a very good blocker in pass protection and run blocking. He doesn't get enough credit in that aspect, but he is uncoverable in the passing game. At 6'6", 265, he ran at 4'6", 540. He's too big for safety, he's too fast for linebackers, and his hands are the size of cantaloupes. He combines strength through his break with the quickness and balance to move quickly and decisively through his route. He has the ability to take a game over by himself, and he's the reason why I have the Patriots as my second-ranked receiving corps. By the way, that ranking shocked me more than any of the unit rankings I did for any team. I mean, second. Who would have thought? Because like, the receivers, like, they're not that great. But Gronk, he's a man-child. I mean, check this out, though, because this is how much he means to the Pats. He played in less than half the team snaps the first 4 games of last season while continuing to recover from his ACL tear the year prior. You know, Belichick kind of brought him along slowly. He also missed Week 17 against Buffalo. In those 5 games, the Pats went 2-3 and averaged 17.8 points per game. In the other 14, New England went 13-1 and put up 34.8 points per contest. Like I said before, they brought him along slowly. He ran short crossing patterns and curls at first, and his route tree expanded as the year went along. It's not a coincidence they went 13-1 with, him fully healthy. So that's why, their receiving core, I got him ranked number 2. Calvin Johnson was my top ranked receiver. I gave him a rating of 9, and Gronk got a rating of 9.1. So he's the best receiving threat in the game. That might sound strange because he's a tight end, but that just shows how, the position has evolved over the last, decade or so. I mean, all these receiving threats, and it's not just Gronk. Jimmy Graham has been there as well. We've seen Julius Thomas. I mean, there's a lot of guys now. But Gronk's the best of the bunch, and it's not even close. Tim Wright doesn't provide much in the blocking game, but he's good in the red zone. While, God, I got to say his name again. Manawanui is a short yardage player. Julian Edelman is the team's best receiver. He's a precise route runner, very elusive in the open field. He's like the Wes Welker of the offense. Brandon LaFell has a lot of length and built a stronger rapport with Brady as the season went along, but he's going to begin the year on the PUP list due to a foot injury. Danny Amendola isn't, durable, but when he does play, he's a big threat over the middle. Sebastian Vollmer is 6'8", 320 pounds, so obviously he has great length. He's fluid, and he uses his power well in pass protection. And despite his 6'8" frame, he can get low and anchor against the bull rusher. He's going to be, the starting right tackle, obviously. He's a lot better in pass protection than he is a run blocker. He can get unbalanced at times, but he does use his arm length well to drive block, and he's agile enough to get outside the box. Left tackle Nate Solder's option was picked up. He'll protect Brady's blind side for the 5th straight year. He's massive and athletic, but does struggle against smaller and speedy pass rushers. I liked what I saw out of center Bryan Stork last season. Ryan Wendell and Josh Kline are the guards. Wendell's on the PUP list for offseason shoulder surgery. Trey Jackson was picked up in the 4th round to be a guard of the future. Chandler Jones is a part-time defensive end / outside linebacker, and the Patriots use his versatility to rush from a hand-down or upright position. He has a very quick first step and anchor strength. He's very long, very athletic. He's an inconsistent run defender. When in form, he uses his length to his advantage to keep blockers off his chest and uses his speed in pursuit. The starter opposite Jones is Rob Ninkovich, a high-motor edge rusher. He also has the quickness to get into the backfield. Replacing Vince Wilfork will be tough, but a pair at defensive tackle, Alan Branch and I'm going to get this guy's name wrong too, but he's a good player, Siliga. Siliga is very stout against the run. 2014 first-round pick Dominic Easley and 2015 first-rounder Malcolm Brown are the future at defensive tackle. Jabaal Sheard is a solid third-wheel defensive end. Jamie Collins, Jerod Mayo, and Dante Hightower make up the best linebacking unit in the league. Jamie Collins was number 2 on my outside linebackers list, and he's a guy that broke out as a rookie during the Patriots' run to the AFC Championship game in 2013, and he rode that momentum into 2014, recording 116 tackles, 4 sacks, 2 interceptions, and 4 forced fumbles, a smorgasbord of stat-stuffing stat sheet stuffing material. As evidenced by those numbers, he's very versatile, can play every linebacker spot, does everything well, blitz, cover, stop, and run and tackle. I mean, he does everything. He's a former college safety, but at 6'3", 250, has a bigger build, but is fast. When he plays outside, his speed and athleticism allows him to shut down the outside runs, and when he's in the middle, he can take on blockers and stifle the inside runs using his length, big hands, and combination of power and speed. When Collins came into the league, he was seen as an explosive pass rush option. Obviously, he's surpassed expectations, but his skill at getting after the quarterback is still there. He can beat you on the edge using his first step quickness and speed, and times his blitz as well through the A-gap. Although Collins gets good depth on his zone drops and he attacks the football using his anticipation and closing speed. Like his teammate Collins, Hightower can play inside or outside linebacker and can excel in both 4-3 and a 3-4 scheme. He's at his best running downhill and laying the lumber in the hole. His reaction time is exceptional. As a pass rusher, Hightower tallied 6 sacks, 9 hits, and 17 quarterback hurries. He times his blitzes extremely well, and when he gets ahead of steam, he runs over the blitz protection. At 6'3", 270, you might think that Hightower is too big to play good coverage, but you'd be wrong. He can hold his own. He uses his power to redirect tight ends and moves quicker than you think in space. Mayo hasn't been healthy the last couple years, but he's a tackling machine when he is. He can also run with tight ends and is a solid blitzer. Logan Ryan will definitely be one corner, in that secondary. He's not overly speedy or athletic, but has good size, balance, smarts, and is solid in run support. Super Bowl hero and undrafted free agent Malcolm Butler is slotted to start on the other side. Bradley Fletcher and Terrell Brown will also be in the mix. Free agent Devin McCourty got himself a new deal with, free safety Devin McCourty got himself a new deal with New England during this past offseason, 5 years, $47.5 million. He was set to join Chip Kelly in Philadelphia for more money, but Bill Belichick convinced him to come back at the last second. His range and instincts as a center fielder is among the best in the game. The move from cornerback to safety was the best thing that could have happened to him because it's here where he can use his athleticism, top-end speed, and instincts, and he's rarely targeted, just 22 times last season. He can completely shut down the middle of the field. Many may not think of McCourty being a great run defender because he is, a former cornerback, but has fantastic range due to his speed and does a great job of taking away the outside runs. Patrick Chung will be the other starter. He's got good instincts, and he's more, a solid in-the-box kind of guy. Steven Gostkowski is one of the best kickers in the league, while Ryan Allen was a consistent punter during his second year. Amendola right now is slated to return kicks on the depth chart, and Edelman is a dangerous punt returner. So, prediction time. If they would have been without Brady for the first couple games, first 4 games, they probably would have had, probably would have cost them at least a game for the entire total for the season. But now that he's back, I think that the Patriots are going to go 13-3. I think they're the best team in the AFC. I really don't see that many teams that, are on their level. I still like their defense, even though the secondary is like a little bit suspect. But, a lot really depends on, Brady's not the important player. The important player on that team is Gronk. And when Gronk can't play, that's when the receiving core goes to shit. So, and I had the numbers to back it up earlier. So, as long as Gronk stays healthy, I think this Patriots team is going to be very good once again. I think they're a 13-3 team. I think they're the best team in the AFC, so I have them as the 1 seed. I know a lot of people are on Indianapolis this year. We'll see about Denver. Denver's kind of been like a sleeper because their playoff loss was just so awful and atrocious that it almost seems like people are forgetting about them. And it was also kind of a tough offseason, but they lost Terrence Knighton, but we'll see about Denver. Steelers might be in the mix too. Offenses might be the best in the AFC. So, but right now, I got the Patriots slated at 13-3. If they would have been without Brady, it would have been more like 11-5, 12-4. But he's back. Actually, let me see here. Without Brady, I had them as a 7.38. 7.38 would have been 12th best team in the league without Brady, out down there with Indianapolis. So, but with Brady, 7.49, and that's the second best team in the NFL. So, that's my prediction for the Patriots this season. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at @TheBitterBirds. I'm out of here. Later, guys. Enjoy the season. We're almost there, guys.